about me. I'm Carl Looker. I'm the Director of Innovation. I already lost my title. See, it didn't take long. It's a longer title. Director of Innovation and Digital Learning at Eanes ISD. I was very proud to see one of our students, Rachel, give a talk earlier today. Very excited. I'm honored to be in front of you and you guys are giving that presentation, so thank you so much for being here. Let's get this going. This is going to be a little bit of performance art. I'm going to need some audience response. So what you don't know about me is, when I started out as a first grade teacher. And look at this class, aren't they adorable? I just try not to step on them, right? These are 21st century learners, look at the years. Technically true. The other thing I used to do besides teach was also DJ, though. I don't know if you guys knew that about me. I DJ'd weddings on the side, and it was kind of interesting, but as I started to DJ, I started to realize some things. There were parts of being a DJ and being a teacher that were very similar. These things started to align. For one, you kind of had this one person kind of controlling the content, right? Controlling the mood in the room, trying to engage the learners, trying to engage the dancers, as it were, right? And keep them away from the bar, as it were. Not in my classroom, mind you. And at other times you'd have like the fickle kind of crowd that would turn their backs on you when you think you'd play a really good song, or the kids that would be really excited when you would say something that was really engaging. And so as a DJ and a teacher, I started to realize engagement was a big part of everything that I did. Now, as a DJ, one of the things I hated was having that empty dance floor moment. You know this as a teacher, right? You play a song that just doesn't work, it goes flat and the floor is empty. And you're thinking, how can I re-engage? How can I bring them back? And in the classroom, it's the same way. Only maybe it's not empty desks, per se, but maybe it's those empty minds, those empty looks, those empty stares. And all of a sudden you're trying to engage them in learning and you realize they're not with me. I'm teaching out of the textbook and they don't care what I'm saying, right? It all has to do with what I'm talking about, what the content is, and how I deliver that to their mind. Now, the interesting thing about their minds is this. You know that the average student can only sit still for about as long as their age is. So if they're a 5-year-old, they can sit still for about 5 minutes. I used to teach 6-year-olds. So I had to do transitions every 6 minutes. That was pretty important for me, making sure that they were doing something different. And in the dance floor world, it's the same way. You gotta have some music, right? And when you want to get people out on the dance floor, you gotta play something they really like. Same with students, you wanna get them out there. You wanna get them moving, shaking. Crank it up a little bit. This also goes with brain breaks, like you see with the Go Noodle movement, right? Getting kids out, doing grocery shopping, all those things, right? Moving it around. That's important. But there's other times too, when maybe you want to slow it down a little bit. When you want to have collaborative groups, working in partners, doing a little slow learning together. Not too close, so 6 inches apart, right? Making sure they're engaged in that small group and that partner conversation is an important thing. There's other times though when you want a little bit more conformity and you want to line dance, right? Like this. Y'all know the Cupid Shuffle, right? Who can get up and do it? Come on. I know, see, right? You want them moving to the same rhythm. Walking down the halls, same rhythm, everybody in sync with everything you're saying in some ways, right? And then there's those kids. You know that sad kid? But I was drunk. And you just know he's had problems, right? His truck broke down. His dog died. And you have to relate to those kids too. They're all different, right? And then there's that testing moment where it has to be quiet. And all of a sudden, learning starts to disappear. And you feel like you're just feeding content to kids. And they're falling asleep in some ways, right? This is the testing moment. Like my daughter right here. Slowly, I know, I can't look because I'll start crying, so I'm not gonna look at it right now. Same kind of experience, right? I can't look. But it's okay because there's also the time when you gotta get the callback and response, right? When you say, hey, hey, all right? And so you get that callback and response, you get them engaged in what you're saying in the classroom. It's the same concept, right? And it's interesting. One thing I used to do always as a DJ is I would send a pre-assessment. This is the pre-assessment. This is an actual screenshot from my pre-assessment. I would send to the bride and groom. Tell me what you're interested in. Tell me what you want to learn. Tell me not what you want to learn, what you want to hear in this sense. Red light, green light. Why can't we do the same thing with our students? When they come into our rooms, they all have different flavors, right? Different things that they want to learn, different kind of things that they want to, that'll engage their mind. So we should pre-assess our own students, even 6-year-olds, into what their learning styles are. And as uncomfortable as it may sound, sometimes you may want to hand them the microphone and let them take over, right? And it may be a drunken uncle conversation that just turns into a great reception speech, right? And some of those kids, you know who I'm talking about, the ones that kind of go on forever. But I think late 20th century poet Robert Van Winkle had it correct when he said, we gotta stop, collaborate, and listen. Because it's all about the conversations happening in the class. And that's what's most important. And so either as a DJ or as a teacher, the most important thing to consider is this. When it comes to assessment, this is how you should assess your kids. You should assess how fast are they trying to get to your class versus how fast are they trying to leave your class. Thank you. Have a good day.